I'm hungry again. I'm on a big diet. I'm on a potato diet. Okay, everybody, welcome on YouTube. We're streaming a little bit early today. Waiting for the pending homes report to come out. So we'll test the trap on the right, and we'll test the breakout on the left. I think the trap is a better setup. I don't think gold's going to have much of a move from, I don't think it's going to have a big breakout. Maybe the bracket's too big. I don't know. It's nerve-wracking to use a 5 bracket on gold, though, with the swings that we have in the price. All right, so we're just waiting on pending homes. And then we'll get ready for oil. All right, a couple of minutes to go. And I want to say hello to everyone on YouTube. Thanks for coming. We're looking at pending homes before the oil report. Pending homes is at 10 o'clock. Yes, Mark, it's true. Those 10 o'clock news reports interrupt the ebb and flow of the NQ open, right? They can interrupt the NQ open. All right, we got another minute to go. So we'll see. I think the trap trade will be better. So trap trade is a type of a reversal. So I'm expecting a better, so you still need a good move. That's why sometimes a trap will work as well as a breakout might work at the same time also. Wanting it all is probably what causes some traders to blow their accounts out. They're not able to temper their expectations. Okay, so I goofed. I have the wrong chart on, darn it. I can't fix it. I can't fix it. I goofed. So I didn't have MGC on, so it's my fault. Let me see if... No, no, I can't. It won't work. It won't work. So I kind of ruined this. I ruined it. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I'll have to do a... well, I think we can see, maybe, let's see if we can tell if it's the breakout. I can't, now you can't tell what would have worked. Too many orders on the chart. I goofed. I goofed. My mistake. My mistake. You realize what I did? I didn't change my charts in time. I had them both on two different strategies. So totally meaningless. Totally meaningless. Can't tell. Just the fact that orders were opening and closing doesn't necessarily mean that it was a good trade. So the only way to tell is an easy way to tell. Very easy way to tell. So let's do it. So I'm going to download the data real quick. Download today's gold market replay. Today's date is the 27th. Gold GC 622. So I've downloaded the data. I'm done downloading. So now let me just disconnect, put it on playback. Okay, and now I'll do the pending home setup, put today's date in, put the time in. Here's the chart. So our pending home setup was a bracket of 8. Bracket of 8. You can go for 7, 6 or 7 and 15. Let's go for 6 and 15 with a stop of 11. And the entry was 959.59. That's close enough. 959.59, a regular old breakout trade. Let's see what it does. Enable it. Put the time in one more time because Ninja's crazy. And the time is 9:59:53, 6 seconds before the trade. And now, watch, we'll get a total replay out of this as if we took the trade. So now our bracket's going to show up. There's the breakout for pending homes. Not a gigantic move. The news was worse, better than expected. Not a dramatic, but you could see it's just not a dramatic move in the report. It's not a dramatic move. So, I mean, it's 40 seconds after the news came out. Now it fills. And it looks like it would, so the breakout looks like it would not have worked. Okay. Looks like the breakout might not have worked. So here's the trap. Same date. Put the trap trade in. We'll do the same test. Remove the breakout. Put the trap in. We said tiers. 2 positions on the first, 1 on the second. My first tier was 8. My second was 14. 5 seconds, my orders will show up before the news. And the stop, I would use like a 16-tick stop on this. That's my trap trade. So let's see if the trap works. Enable it, and now we just have to set the time. Go back in time to 9:59:50. Why 9:59:50? 5 seconds before our orders are scheduled to go on the chart. Okay. Now, sometimes with Ninja, you have to put the time in twice. I don't now. Okay, so we're going to get our trap. There's our orders. Price is in the middle, right? So we know it goes up. It probably will fill the, okay, so this trap's going to work great. This would have been a good trap because we know the price is going to go up. It only filled one tier, okay? So you can cancel the outer tier when you have the ability to move your stop to break even, which is not yet. Not yet. I say now, well, now the trade just ends. There's a safety feature in the trade. So if you only have one tier and you didn't cancel the other, the trade ends if it fills your target. It's not going to put you back into a trade. Great trap trade. Great trap trade on pending homes. Good enough. It makes me want to test a whole bunch of pending homes. Maybe I'll trade it next month if the testing's good. So there's testing is so valuable. You know, how many times do we say, why do we test? Why do we test? Why do we test? It's so valuable. So give me a second. So pending homes, definitely not a breakout, but looks great as a trap today. I don't think the traps have been all that great over time, but that's the way you want a trap trade to work. That's a solid looking trap trade. That was a nice one. Okay. So I'm going to reboot everything. Let me get my platform back. Get the platform back. So we're getting ready for oil. Last week we said there might be opportunities the first like 5 minutes after the oil report to trade the signals, right? Remember? We said that. So I'll try it one more time. Last week we had good success with it. If trading the signals looks good after the trade, maybe we'll start adding that to the oil report. So I'll explain what I mean in a second. I'm going to reboot my platform. Just because I've been doing a lot of trading, I just want to start from scratch. Hey, Kershid, how are you? So thanks on YouTube. We're now getting ready for the oil report. So last week was a big stop out on oil. It was a miserable trade. I remember I traded micros and it hurt. Last week was definitely a stop on oil. We'll record this. But if I remember, I think maybe we tested signals. Let's take a look at the video. Let's put the trades on first. How about we do that? So let's look at the DMM. If I can find it. There it is. So oil, yeah, it had a stop. It was a big, big whip. The week before was a win. The week before that was a stop. And then it had 3 nice weeks in a row. Oil's definitely been trading well. Better. Definitely trading better. You know, the issue with oil is on that stop last week, it could have been a $800 loser. You have to understand the inherent risk in a breakout oil trade. So it's really important. You could have big losers with the oil report. It's been that way from the history of the report. That's why, a 10 or 15, $20,000 account may not be the right size account to trade the oil report as a breakout. It's something you definitely have to consider carefully if that fits your risk profile. So the breakout. So my plan today is to test the breakout, which we do most weeks, and then see if I can trade a couple of signals for a few minutes after the report, see how well the signals work. Probably we'll look at the video. So let me set up the breakout trade. So the breakout trade is a bracket of 12. Targets of 10 and 20. Stop has been increased to 20 on this report. Might not be big enough. And then our activation time is 10, 29, 58. It's a breakout trade. Okay, and we'll call it the breakout. That's the breakout setup. Then the idea is maybe we'll have some opportunity for after the trade. So it's after the breakout finishes. Put on an after the trade. So usually on a trade like this, because we're going to use signals, we'll know the direction that we want to go. So the squeeze play is becoming our main after the news strategy. So we could put on another strategy, the squeeze play though, right? So the trade type is squeeze play. We don't have to worry about time, but we'll set up the same range, one tick above the range, one tick below. Graphic shown on chart gets checked. The look back is one tick. That's if you decide you want to let the price come to you, like I showed before. And then we're looking for, let's say, 2 positions of a follow-through trade of, let's do it similar to what we do on the open, 8 and 20 ticks, and we should probably use a stop similar to what the volatility of the open was. So we'll use a 30 tick stop. Looking for targets of around 8 and 20. And it is a signal-based trade. Okay, it will be a signal-based trade. So I don't need it on. I'll wait till our breakout is done. And then I will use the indicator to help me decide if I want to follow the breakout with something. Let's look at the video and see what we did last week. So give me a second. What was last week? Last week was April 20th. I hope, yeah, I do. I'm sure I have this video. The problem is finding it. So here's why sometimes if I don't find it in advance, I have all those files. I got to find it. They don't always appear chronologically because sometimes I'll label them differently. It's such a pain. So I've got 2 weeks ago, but I don't see the 20th. It's possible I don't have the video, but I should. 4/6, I'm looking for 4/20. Bear with me. If I don't have it, I think I can download it. It's always a mystery why it's not here. I know I saved it, and I know that it's probably here and I'm just missing it. So give me one more second, otherwise I'll download it. I can get it from the trade room server. I'm 100%, I'm 99% positive that I filed it. Now, sometimes it's possible maybe I filed it in the wrong place. So that would have been, let's triple check the DMM for the date. Yep, it's the 20th. Let me download it. I just want to see what we did on it, and we have the time, so give me a second. Let me see if it's up on the server. It might be. Yeah, last week we had Beige Book also. It should be here. I should have it. Give me a second. Okay, it's probably a long download, so bear with me. So I'm not even interested in signals at all before the report. It's just not something that has any meaning. Okay, so I have the report from last week. Let's see if I could make it work. Let's see if we can tell if things show up. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm assuming it's here. Okay, so here it is. We did a trap on existing home sales. So we're not here to look at that. So here's oil. I traded it with micros, and I remember it was terrible. So we know I got stopped out on the micros last week. Then the question is, did we do anything else after? That's what I'm not sure of. So let's look. No, didn't record anything after. So it was just I just got stopped on the regular report. Let's look at the week before. I know 1 week we did some other things. Let me look at the week before. Maybe we used signals that week. Let's see. So that was 4/13, and that video I saw. So let's grab that. Here it is. So it was after 10. I don't think I was, okay, maybe. So here's the report 2 weeks ago. It was a good breakout trade. Now, we weren't looking for signals either. So we haven't done it yet. Okay. Maybe we did it on natural gas last week. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. So that's okay. Let's check our time sync. We're going to the website, time.is. Make sure we're in sync. We're in sync. And I guess you could say not really a magnet trade. See, it's not a magnet because we tested it here. So this is not a magnet trade. It may still test the low, but it doesn't fit the profile. It does not fit the profile of a magnet trade. So it's not a magnet trade. So I bought a new headset on Amazon. It is such a piece of junk. It hurts so much the second you put it on. I don't understand how somebody could release a product like that. And it's a company I know, their other headsets, they're really good. So we're waiting to see if the breakout's going to work. And then we're going to look and see if the squeeze, I'll put the squeeze on after the breakout. And we want our oil news to show the news. So I'm not hearing Financial Juice, their squawk. Have they been really quiet this morning? I'm not hearing a peep out of them. Let me check my settings. So those are the oil numbers we're looking for. API actually worked yesterday for the second week in a row. So it looks like we might have to start trading API again. Just when you get ready to take a break, it starts to work again. I mean, it's not like it's working great. You could tell that it's pretty bad slippage. And yesterday it reversed so fast, but it still had an opportunity to be profitable, depending on where you got filled, you know, the usuals. If you got a decent fill, or not. So oil's been trading. It hasn't been stopping out multiple times in a row. So today you might have a good oil trade. Could get in a good oil trade. So we shall see. I know, Mark, it was a good account builder for years for me. And then it just stopped working reliably. It stopped working reliably. Now, if you want to test out taking the signals with oil after the trade, you could do that with MCL and not risk, you know, a huge portion of your account. I'm testing it today with full because I'm not live on it. All right, so it's only a couple of minutes, 5 minutes to go. So thanks on YouTube for hitting the like button. A couple of people hit the like button. That really helps us out. Hit the like button. subscribe to the channels. The best thing you could do, you'll know when we're streaming. You'll know when we're streaming. So anyway, I'm a nut. I think the earnings is worth the two trades, Facebook and Apple. I think the possibilities are great. I think Amazon probably will come out before Intel. I think Amazon, if my memory serves me well, Amazon releases sort of like, if I remember, I think they're like, well, I'm not going to swear to it. Let me just look. Yeah, they're a lot like Netflix when they release. When they trade alone, they release early. The problem is when they trade with another company, it really goofs up the Amazon release times. That's why tomorrow is going to be challenging for Amazon and Intel. So, too bad about Twitter. I don't think one person should be allowed to own that company. Certainly not somebody who makes believe he's in favor of free speech and really isn't. He's in favor of free speech when it doesn't say anything negative about Tesla, like shorting the stock, etc., etc. He probably won't even do anything. He's so busy. I just can't imagine that he's going to spend his time on Twitter. I like Twitter. So, in terms of social media, I love Twitter. I love YouTube. I love YouTube. I absolutely despise Facebook. Despise it. Instagram, I don't know. I don't really get Instagram, honestly. I mean, I use it. I don't know. TikTok should be banned from humanity. Shouldn't be allowed. TikTok is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Talk about everything wrong with the world. That's TikTok. Now, Lorenzo, just from that comment, I'm going to probably let it go because you and I probably do not agree about what should be allowed and not allowed about free speech. So, rather than have a political argument that neither of us could ever win, I will say to you, yes, let's hope he pushes more for free speech than what's currently there. I think we should just turn the internet off. That's what I think. Boop, press the button, turn it off. People wouldn't know what to do with themselves. I'm not saying turn off online, just turn off the internet. No more internet. No more Facebook, no more Instagram, no more YouTube. It's so toxic sometimes. I mean, I love it and you love it and hate it, you know. Let's see what happens with this report. So we got to remember to put the squeeze back on, right? After the breakout. See if the breakout works. Then we'll see what the news is, relation to the signals. So, okay, that looked like it probably would have worked. That looked like a decent breakout, possibly, depending where you got filled. So now I'm waiting. The news is negative. In other words, it's actually, there's less of a drawdown than expected. So if there was a build, they were expecting a 2 million build. So why would I consider taking that short? Because I think there's a possibility it may test that low. And I'm just testing to see if the signal works. It may not have been a strong enough Whoa, not a strong enough signal. Now that's pretty interesting, right? That's a pretty strange move that we haven't seen the likes of that on a report. That's pretty interesting. Wow. Wow. So sit tight. Obviously, there's an upward trend here. Hits the first target. Now, I didn't move my stop or anything. Interesting, right? Good signal. The first signal, not a good one. Maybe, it was only an 8. Only an 8. So I might be done, right? You might be done. You'd think you'd get a pullback that might work when there's a candle that large, but there's less oil around than they expected. So maybe I would consider one more long signal if we get it, if it's an 8 or above. Price action's not saying take the next signal, if you know what I mean. It's not saying take the next signal. I don't know what caused that. That was very unnatural. That was not something we see regularly. That was crazy. What was that? What was that? A stop stop everyone out? That was weird. Very, very strange. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I've not seen something quite like that. So I still think I would take a long signal if I get it. Even though the candle's a little bit extended. So you know what? Look, you got back your loss on that first trade. So you could call it a day. I think there might be something to the fact that there could be signals for a couple of minutes after the news. So I think we'll keep exploring it. It's 3 minutes now. So any questions, folks? I'll see everybody. If you're in the earnings, I'll see you later, 3:30. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely come join us in the trade room. I think this is the best thing that you could do with us, is take advantage of the trade room with this offer. All right. It's my job to sell you the trade room. We stream for free. Come into our trade room, join the trade room, www.jointhetraderoom.com. It's $97 a month. We're learning. People are making money in the room using a lot of the things that we're doing. So I highly recommend that you come and see us in the room. Any questions from anybody? Interesting morning. Another interesting morning of opens. To recap, so we had a NQ open, nice winner, and we had a oil breakout trade that looked good. The breakout did look viable. Let's take a look at the video on the breakout. I don't know if anybody traded it live, the breakout on full size CL. Let's look at the video real quick. It chopped a little bit, which is not uncommon. Okay, so here was the first move. So yeah, that looked like a winner to me. That looked like it really would have been a winner. Watch it one more time. 12 tick bracket. You know, it could have stopped you out. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Look at how fast it printed that low volume burst. If it filled you up here, then it would have been a stop. And that's where oil can be challenging. It can be challenging. That could have been a stop, depending if you got a good fill. But look at that crazy move after. So then we put on to see if there were any signals. Okay. And the first signal I took was an 8 short. Not the right direction, because there was less oil than available than normal. Less oil normally would mean a pop up in price. So probably should have passed. If we analyze it, I probably should have passed on that first trade entirely, waiting for an up move. So I took the first signal. Let me move to it. Okay, there it was. So right here, took it. And I was thinking maybe it'll test the new low. I didn't think it was that bad, but it was not in favor of the news. And then, wow, what a crazy, crazy move that was. So that was, you know, I don't think you could have gotten in on that signal. If you would have taken that signal, no matter how fast you would have typed it, I don't think. So let's say you're waiting. Yeah, you're not in a trade now. You're just watching signals, right? Not in a trade. No, you would have missed it. Maybe it would have hit your first target. Maybe. That could have been a stop too. That wouldn't have been so easy. So not easy after the news today. And then there was another signal, though, a series of signals that worked, a couple that worked. So there definitely are signals that, you know, that was some strange oil behavior. That's all I can say. That was some strange oil behavior. Slowly but surely, our family money account is building back up. It's back over 21 with the earnings trades. Been really helping. Taking smart trades in that account as much as possible. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Thanks on YouTube. We're going to shut the room in a minute. Loving corn and natural gas. We don't trade grains in the mornings yet. It's something we're looking at. We haven't gotten involved in grains in the mornings at all. It's just we're just looking at too many things. There's too much to look at. Too much to look at. So YouTube, thanks for watching. Join the trade room. We'd love it. Thanks for hitting the like button. So many of you are nice enough to do that. Subscribe to the channel. And then members, I'll see you later at 3:30 if you're doing earnings. If not, I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. I'm pretty sure early start tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. GDP, US GDP. So we'll be trading the gold open in the morning, GDP, oil open, NQ open. It's a busy day tomorrow. Definitely a busy day tomorrow. And what else? 7-year note, natural gas. Oh my God, at Amazon, Intel, Apple, very busy day. Okay. Have a good rest of your day, morning, etc. And I'll see everybody later or tomorrow. So long, folks.